Welcome back. This is Parents Have Special Needs Too, and I'm your host, Ashley Johnston. Have you ever been in a situation where you were uncomfortable with how other people talked or thought about your child with special needs? Me too. I've tried several different things to try to solve this situation that I have found myself in, and today I'm going to share with you what I found and why it works. I'm actually just going to give it to you right now, and it's this. What other people think or say about my child is about them, not about me or my child. Now, I can hear you kind of going, well, yeah, I could totally see how that's the case, but that doesn't really help me out, right? But let me walk you through it. So here's how I know that this is the case. Dozens of people can look at my child, my children, and they will have different thoughts and say different things about my kids. Some of them will approach my children and make an initial attempt to get to know them, but when they don't get a normal response or a playful response like many kids offer, they kind of just stop attempting and they move on, right? Other people have come and have really kind of talked to me in a manner that's like, man, you guys are really dealt a bad hand in life and this is really hard and how are you getting along? And then I've had others who interact with my children and me and they're like, wow, you're such a super mom. You do all these amazing things. Like, I don't know how you do it. I admire you so much. I couldn't do it, right? We all know that narrative. Some other things is people will come up to my kids and they'll attempt to get to know them and they'll realize that they think a little bit differently, and so they will try again, and that won't work very well, but they will keep trying in gentle, subtle ways until they find a way to get to know my kid. Other people will come and they'll ask me how to approach my children, how to connect with my children, okay, and dozens of other things. Some people come in and you can just tell initially right off the bat that they are extremely uncomfortable, they don't know what to do, and so they just ignore you and your kids completely, right? And then there's other people who you can tell are completely comfortable and have had a lot of experience or even have children that have special needs themselves, right? It's always great to connect that way with people. And then you have doctors and therapists, and that's a whole nother way of how they think about you because of how they were trained and whatnot. So this is easy enough to understand, right? A lot of different people interacting in one situation, and they're all having different experiences with it, and they're responding differently, right? Because they are all thinking differently about it. But what it comes down to is that you are still feeling uncomfortable, upset, angry, whatever it is, about whatever it was that they said about your child or about you, right? And oftentimes we jump to the conclusion that people are so stupid, they shouldn't say these things, they're uneducated, they don't know us, they wouldn't even try, or why do they feel so bad for us? I am totally happy with my life. You know, all of these little things, the emotions that we feel, and we often do credit it to the way that other people view children with special needs or families that have special needs in them. And what I'm here to tell you is that's actually none of your business. What other people think and feel is all their business. What you are thinking and what you are feeling is your business, and it actually doesn't really have anything to do with them. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't educate or help people become aware or even make a good case to help change people's thinking and the way that they perceive you. That's all totally fine. But if you are doing it with the agenda to change how you feel inside, then it's a waste of your time. If you want to change how you feel inside, what you need to do is get a piece of paper and a pen and write down the statement that they said or what they did. And then you need to write down what you're making that mean. What are you making that mean? When you were at the park and the other mother came up and looked at your child strangely, didn't like how your kid interacted with her kid, pulled her kid away. What did you think about that? What did you make that mean about her as a mother, about you as a mother, about your children? Okay, those are the thoughts that are creating how you're feeling. So if you want to change it, you need to address that story and that perspective. Maybe that mom has never been in a situation like that before and she didn't know how to handle it, much like we are when we're in totally new situations. We don't know how to handle it. What might it look like if instead of approaching her or, you know, giving her a dirty look, you might approach her and just help educate her and let her know, like, hey, this is my child. They have such and such disorder, disability, delay, whatever it is. But they're extremely friendly and kind. If you approach her this way, then you can play together, right? Or you just might approach the mom and just kind of validate, like, yeah, sometimes it's a little different, but it's really fun. Let me talk to you about it. Okay, and those are just a couple of ways, but there's a plethora of ways that you can really approach this. The important thing to know is that you will feel differently inside if you will take the time to address the story that you've created about what someone else said and what someone else did in reference to you and your child. The story that helped me to resolve issues like this was their words are a reflection. Their words are a reflection of how they are thinking and they are feeling. It's not about me or about my child. That story helped me to feel so much peace and confidence, realizing that we can go out in public and I don't have to feel hurt or shamed or left out or excluded or any of those things because of what other people have said or done. Because I've been able to create a safe space for myself and my child, and because my child will see how I feel and see how I treat them and how I respond to other people and can borrow my confidence for the time. All right, so the takeaway is trying to change the way other people think or behave so that you can feel better is a waste of your time. Dig in. What is your perspective? What is your story? Change it up and you can feel better and more confident about where you go, and you won't feel so affected by what other people say. It's freeing. All right, so that's what I've got for you guys this week. Until next time, take care.